Hello, everyone, and welcome to week one of CSTGIA's 2026 series. Today, we begin Cyber Advantage 2026, Risk, Readiness, and Strategic Control. I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, and I'm glad you're here at the start of this new chapter of our evolution, because this year we're shifting the conversation, not away from resilience, but beyond it. The realities of 2026 demand more than reactive defense. They require that. Together, we're going to explore today how risk, readiness, and strategic control building, governing, securing, leading. This series is designed to help you think more clearly, act more deliberately, and lead with confidence as the year unfolds. So for Cyber Advantage 2026, week one, as we begin, I want you to reset how you traditionally may have thought about cybersecurity. For years, the conversation has been framed around protection. Protect the network, protect the data, protect the ever-evolving perimeter. And that framing made sense until it didn't. Because what we're seeing now is that organizations are not being constrained by attacks alone. They're being constrained by their own uncertainty about what they can safely do next, uncertainty about how much risks they're actually carrying, and uncertainty about who gets to decide when trade-offs appear. It's not only a technology problem. Ultimately, at its core, it's a control problem. Cyber Advantage in 2026 is not being the most locked down. It's about being the most decisive under pressure. Organizations with advantage know what risks they've accepted, which risks they're actively managing, and which risks they refuse to carry at all. That clarity is what enables speed, trust, and resilience simultaneously. Readiness plays a critical role here. Readiness is not a plan on a shelf. It's not a framework you reference during an incident. Readiness is what shows up before the moment of stress. It's visible in how quickly decisions are made, how consistently leaders respond, and how little confusion exists when stakes are high. Prepared organizations don't eliminate risks. They control how risks influences their strategic outcomes. So as we open up our first session of Cyber Advantage 2026, here's the shift we're making. We are no longer asking whether systems are secure in theory. We are asking whether leaders have strategic control in their processes and their practices and their procedures. Because in this era, defined by AI, interconnected infrastructure, and systemic risk, cybersecurity is no longer just that defensive function. It is a governance capability, a leadership discipline, and increasingly a competitive advantage. So this year, CSTGIA will focus on what it takes to build that advantage, how risk is understood at the decision level, how readiness is operationalized across people and systems, and how strategic control is preserved even as complexity grows. That is the work ahead, and this is where Cyber Advantage 2026 begins. Leadership variable. Risk is no longer confined to IT or security. It directly influences business continuity, market confidence, and strategic optionality. The key insight here is that unmanaged risk erodes control long before it causes failure. 3, readiness beats reaction. Prepared organizations don't move faster because they panic less. They move faster because the roles are clear, decisions are rehearsed, and signals are understood by all. So readiness actually equals reduced friction under pressure. And lastly, number 4, strategic control is the new North Star. Control definitely does not mean rigidity. It means knowing where decisions live, understanding trade-offs, and acting with confidence instead of urgency. Cyber advantage is ultimately clarity at speed. So in 2026, we need to start with asking a better question. Not are we secure, but where does cyber risk limit or enable our strategic choices? That question ultimately defines our advantage. Again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, wrapping up week 1 of CSTGIA's new 2026 series, Cyber Advantage 2026, Risk, Readiness, and Strategic Control.